would a little trip down the Nile suit you?
There's nothing I would dislike more.
3 Poirots, 3 eras, 1 legendary mystery, Death on the Nile. From the golden age spectacle of Peter Ustinov in 1978 to David Suchet's precise TV portrayal in 2004, and finally the glossy, over-the-top Kenneth Branagh version of 2022, each brings something wildly different. Which one truly works? Which one should you watch if you want the real Death on the Nile experience? Well, let's just say this. One of them is brilliant, one is serviceable, and one is, let's be polite, a bit of a disaster. So let's break them down.
There's 2 things in the world I can't abide. It's heat and heathens.
Good. Then we'll go.
Peter Ustinov's Death on the Nile hits you with old-school cinematic grandeur. Released in time for the Tutankhamun exhibition mania, it captured the public's Egypt fascination. Made for cinema, it is considered to be one of the particularly successful book adaptations, impeccably made, with the accent on expensive production values and detailed period costumes and settings. It was filmed on location in Egypt, with that gorgeous old-school grandeur of cinema. Real pyramids, real boats, real desert sun. The crew spent over 7 weeks on SS Karnak and at Luxor, Aswan, Abu Simbel and Cairo. The movie's appeal makes it a form of comfort viewing.
Well, it's intolerable.
And common. Very, very common. And effective. Very, very effective. Bye-bye.
The cast reads like a dream. Betty Davis, Maggie Smith, Angela Lansbury, Mia Farrow, David Niven, an absolute dream lineup of British and American stars. Interestingly, Albert Finney was sought to play the role of Poirot for a second time after his success in Murder on the Orient Express, but declined, and so Peter Ustinov was cast in the role instead.
Lucky? With me, it's the exercise of the little grey cells. Luck, I leave to the others.
Yes, I'd forgotten your opinions about yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Ustinov, though not the literal Poirot Christie imagined, brings warmth, charm, and memorable wit. As one producer said, Poirot can be a cold fish. But that's not what Ustinov delivers. Indeed, I read that when Agatha Christie's daughter, Rosalind, first saw Ustinov as Poirot, she exclaimed, "That's not Poirot!" Well, he responded, "It is now, my dear."
I've had a bet with my daughter here that you're Hercules Porridge, the famous French sleuth.
Not quite. I'm Hercule Poirot, the famous Belgian sleuth.
Hard to disagree that he indeed nails the blend of eccentricity and warmth. A foreigner himself, Ustinov spoke fluent French, was quite at ease in high society gatherings, and it was sort of natural for him to behave eccentrically, even extravagantly in the eye of some stiffed upper lip purists. So no wonder his take on the part was destined to become memorable, to say the least.
I saw who killed Louise Bourget with my own eyes.
Pray continue, madame.
A quick personal note before we continue. I was so surprised and happy to see that some of you guys decided to support me and became members on this channel. I never promoted this option before, but 2 beautiful ladies somehow found this option and voluntarily pledged their support. This is a huge motivation for me to continue to deliver quality content on our beloved topics. So if you also enjoy my videos and would like to support me, please welcome to become my channel members. Gratitude part is over, so let's get back to the second Death on the Nile.
Monsieur Poirot?
Madame,
Salome Otterbourne.
enchanté.
That Gallic charm. You French are all the same.
I am Belgian, madame.
Now, moving forward to 2004. By then, David Suchet was already considered by many the definitive Poirot. His TV series has been running since 1989. That means Suchet has played the detective across more than 70 episodes, and his meticulous, book-faithful portrayal was beloved worldwide. So when the producers tackled Death on the Nile for the series, expectations were sky high, and the result is a bit complicated. On the plus side, the 2004 version did something remarkable. They actually shot in Egypt again. That gave it a refreshing authenticity. The temples, the Nile itself, the sense of history. They also had a solid guest cast: Emily Blunt, James Fox, Francis de la Tour, and a few others recognizable from British television. But here is the issue. Compared to the lush, glamorous 1978 film, this one feels, well, a little bland. It is faithful, yes, but maybe too restrained. The TV pacing and budget meant fewer stars, less spectacle, a somewhat muted tone, and a smaller sense of occasion.
You might be swept overboard.
And end my days in Neptune's arms, covered in carbuncles like an old wreck.
Suchet is, as always, excellent. His Poirot is precise, dignified, and almost priest-like in his moral judgments. But that also makes the film a bit heavy, a bit joyless compared to the 1978 romp.
You must stop this now.
And let them get away with it.
Do not open your heart to evil, mademoiselle. If you do, there will be no turning back.
So while Suchet fans will appreciate it, and I do, it doesn't quite sparkle. It's a solid middle entry, but just safe, reliable, but not show-stopping. And then we come to Kenneth Branagh's version, released in 2022 after multiple delays. And oh boy.
Monsieur, alors? Monsieur! You are defiling one of the wonders of the world!
What immediately distinguished it from the previous two versions? They never went to Egypt. It is entirely studio shot. Branagh not only directed the film, but also played Poirot, and here is where things go off the rails. In an effort to modernize and dramatize the story, Branagh doubled down on melodrama. We get, and I'm not joking here, a tragic mustache origin story. Yes, you heard that right, an entire backstory explaining why Poirot has a mustache.
I love you.
What about this?
Simple. You'll grow a moustache.
We also get a new subplot about Poirot's lost love during the war. And while I've actually covered this plot and its logic in a separate video, check out what happened to Hercule Poirot's wife after you finish this one, here it just feels unnecessary. And then the changes to Christie's story. Some major supporting characters were cut off, others had their roles reversed and reimagined with daring liberties. The motivations get muddled, the pacing drags, and the digital effects, especially the fake Egyptian backdrops, are distracting at best. No, let's be honest, that CGI is dreadful. Makes my eyes bleed, really. Professional critics were harsh too. Overreach, heavy, occasionally disconnected, strangely heavy and somber, with synthetic visuals and lack of suspense, stale and two-dimensional, and despite the spectacle, often dull.
You're quite the most ludicrous man I have ever seen.
Not the first time I've heard this.
And you're in my view.
Stepping aside.
Now, to be fair, there are people who enjoyed the movie. Some younger viewers appreciated the glossy style and the attempt to add emotional weight. And yes, Gal Gadot and Armie Hammer brought star power. But overall, it feels less like Agatha Christie and more like Branagh's personal Poirot fan fiction, in my ranking the weakest of the three.
Sorry about the high drama last night. Do think about giving us another go tonight.
You are much too kind to strangers.
Careful! Careful!
So when you're picking your Poirot Nile adventure tonight, go with the classic. Ustinov's version brings the magic, the mystery, and that irresistible old-school glamour. Spot on. Suchet gets points for respect and precision, but if you are after atmosphere, you might feel let down. Branagh, let's say he aimed for epically emotional. What he delivered often felt epically overdone.
But I suspect you perhaps may have included me for reasons other than the fun.
And what do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments, especially if you prefer the modern take or love Suchet's version. Don't forget to subscribe for more Christie's deep dive reviews and fun film buffs debates. See you in my other videos. Bye!